Okay, so we are here in live for the first time on this new Instagram. First of all, I want to welcome everybody. Sid the Nerdy Mark here. What's going on? Oh, shit, hold on 1 second. What's going on here, guys? As you all know, my old Instagram, Sid's 500, got hacked, and now it is in the hands of some Nigerian prince. So if you are still following that account, please do me a favor. Go ahead and unfollow it. Go ahead and report it. That account, as of now, is dead. So this is my main account from now on. I will be using this to make all my posts, to do all my live streams, to do all that stuff. Okay? I hope that you guys understand that this is what we're going to do. It was definitely a stupid mistake on my part. I own it. I understand I shouldn't have done that. It was dumb of me. But look, sometimes things happen, and I learned my lesson. That's all I know. I learned my lesson, and I promise it's not going to happen again. I mean, entering giveaways and contests is one thing, but I think when there's a contest which involves money, you have to be a little bit careful. So, I think the writing was on the wall, but I was just like, screw it. Jaden DeLand, welcome here. Some of you guys I actually don't know, because this was originally the Gooniverse Instagram profile. But the thing is, as I mentioned, the Gooniverse is currently shelved because myself, Mosh, Tim, and John, we're busy. We're not able to get together every week. It's kind of hard for us to do that. So we weren't able to get together like that. It was, so for right now, Gooniverse has been shelved. But like I said, in the future, we may explore it again, and if that happens, we will definitely let Sean know. But today we do have, tomorrow actually, we have AEW Revolution. So let's get to some good stuff now, right? AEW Revolution is tomorrow, and the card is absolutely stacked, and I am very excited. So I'm going to break down the card just a little bit, and I'm going to kind of talk about my predictions for this card. I'm going to talk about who I think should and will win at Revolution. So I'll say this. For those who don't know, my YouTube channel is called The Nerdy Mark, and I actually do a series called What's Your Fantasy, where it's my fantasy booking series. And I actually need a couple of things to happen here for me to come back and say, oh, okay, I actually need a couple of things to happen on this particular pay-per-view for me to for that fantasy booking to go smoothly. But even if it doesn't, I kind of have a cop-out, I guess, in a way. But yeah, this month's fantasy booking video will kind of be affected by some things that happen here in Revolution, as most fantasy booking cards will, I guess, or fantasy booking videos will, storylines. Anyway, but without further ado, how about we get into it proper? All right, so we have 3 matches on the buy-in, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches on the main card. So 12 matches. Dude, this is probably, I think this is the longest Revolution card. This is probably like the biggest one ever. And it kind of makes sense, because 2022, we're finally, the restrictions of the pandemic have, completely, gone, have definitely become a lot more lenient. So, it's pretty cool that they're doing that. That's kind of, so this should be interesting. So with that being said, let's get into our predictions. So, start off with the buy-in matches. We have Penta Obscuro, Pac, and Eric Redbeard, who debuted for the promotion yesterday on Rampage. That was awesome. Versus the House of Black, which is, of course, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Mitchell. It's Buddy Mitchell now. It's not Buddy Murphy. That's not his name anymore. It's Buddy Mitchell. This should be an interesting match, but I think for as far as predictions, I'm gonna say the new team of Penta, Pac, and Redbeard take this one. I mean, House of Black. Although I don't know if because House of Black did lose the first match that they had as a team. Like I think because Black and Brody King, they lost to Penta and Pac. So I mean we could have House of Black win here too. I do feel like they might have House of Black win here, but I don't know. I think and firstly I think that's what should happen, but I think that. Because he just debuted yesterday for the promotion, Redbeard, Pac, and Obscuro are gonna win, or Redbeard will betray Pac and Obscuro and join the House of Black. That can happen. That can happen too. Then you got two big dudes and two technical wrestlers in the House of Black. That would be very interesting. Our second buy-in match is Laila Hirsch versus Chris Statlander. Now, Laila Hirsch and Chris Statlander, this has been an interesting feud brewing between the two women. And, I like both of them. I love Laila Hirsch. Laila Hirsch is what Ronda Rousey wishes she was. And Chris Statlander, dude, she's from space. She's awesome. She's a great wrestler. Man, this one is a bit hard for me to predict, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Laila Hirsch should win this match. I have a feeling, though, that Chris Statlander will win this match, but Laila Hirsch will kind of get her heat back by attacking her from the back. Kind of have her go full heel in this. Have her like if she turns heel, I want her to have some different theme music. Like I know Laila Hirsch doesn't really have any distinctive theme music, but I would like for her to. So yeah, but Laila Hirsch versus Chris Statlander at the buy-in. Then our final buy-in match, Hook versus QT Marshall. Pretty simple. Send Hook. That's all I gotta say. Hook. Send Hook. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, let's move on to the main card. We'll start off with Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Now, this has been an interesting feud that's been brewing. First of all, Chris Jericho, my God, dude, the man has gotten half his size. That's awesome. He's in his 50s and he looks fantastic. I think he's in the best shape of his life. I know that term is being thrown around a lot, but he really does. He really is in the best shape of his life. And it's fantastic to see that. But Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Chris Jericho's kind of a little bit playing the heel here. Also, there's a rift between him and Santana and Ortiz thanks to Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, as he likes to call himself. Just because your name is Kingston doesn't make you a king. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go there. I think that it was a very interesting... it should be an interesting feud. It was a pretty interesting feud. I think it was really, really good. But at the same time, we'll see what happens here at Revolution now, won't we? So Jericho and Eddie Kingston. I think Jericho is able to eat a loss here. And Eddie Kingston, man, he's not... I don't know, man. I don't remember the last pay-per-view where Eddie Kingston was victorious. I think he's only won matches on Dark and Elevation and even on Dynamite and Rampage. But I don't feel like he's ever won a pay-per-view. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Eddie Kingston has ever won a pay-per-view. That's sad, So I think that it should definitely be Eddie Kingston who takes this. And I feel like it will be Eddie Kingston. I feel like finally we're going to have Santana and Ortiz come out and, turn on Jericho and Eddie Kingston. They join up with Eddie Kingston. They can become a trio. It's whatever. And then go off from there. But Jericho, I think, at this point should definitely cement his heel turn. here. I think that Jericho. Heel Jericho was really, really interesting. He said, because Eddie Kingston basically said, I want the Chris Jericho of old, basically, and like Jericho that first started in AEW and whatnot. So Chris Jericho, was a heel, and basically Eddie Kingston said, I want you to turn heel, and Chris Jericho has been turning heel, kind of. So I want to see what he does, because this should be interesting. Even though whether he's heel or face, he's still going to use Judas. He's still going to have the theme song of Judas, or if he gets a new theme song that people don't like, who knows? But no, I do feel like Eddie Kingston should take this, and I think he will take this. So Eddie Kingston, that's what I'm going with. Moving on to a match that I'm slightly more excited about: Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. First of all, two former WWE guys, always very interesting when that happens. Danielson versus Jon Moxley, dude. This is a match that I'm sure we've seen in WWE before, but not to this magnitude. You see, this is going to be interesting because the whole story going in here is Bryan Danielson wants to join forces with Jon Moxley and basically train some of the younger guys, such as Lee Moriarty, Daniel Garcia, etc. And personally, I think that's a really good idea. Bryan Danielson, he's kind of become more of like a tweener character. He doesn't really care if you're a heel or face at this point. He just wants to beat the shit out of you, which is a great character from Bryan Danielson. If you watch Ring of Honor, speaking of which, we'll get to that. If you're watching Ring of Honor, you know that Bryan Danielson can be a douchebag. No, not just he can be a nasty man. He can be a nasty man. But no, I think Danielson versus Moxley should be a really good match. Predictions. I'm gonna go ahead and say I want Bryan Danielson to take this one. Because I think Bryan Danielson wins, and Jon Moxley and him shake hands, and they become like start and form a partnership. I can also see Jon Moxley winning, and they still do the partnership thing. I'm fine with that too. But just for this one, I'm gonna go with Danielson. I love Jon Moxley, but I'm gonna say Danielson right now. So moving on to a match that I'm a little less excited for, I'm not gonna lie. Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy. I don't understand why Andrade has to do something with Matt Hardy. There's no reason. Absolutely no reason. Andrade is great on his own. Shit, I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, they're taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and the TNT champion Sammy Guevara, who interestingly does not have a match on the card. Sting, Darby, and Sammy Guevara. They're going to win. Anyway, Sammy Guevara is the TNT champion. I don't want the champion to be on the losing team, especially when when he's got two belts. Especially if it's to Matt Hardy and Andrade. Like this whole AHFO, right? This whole thing, it just needs to end. Because there's like everybody and their mom in this. I think, who do you have? You got, the Private Party, Matt Hardy, Andrade, Private Party in there. You got Butcher and Blade and Bunny, whatever, in there. You also have, what's the hybrid? What are they called? What are they called again? See, I don't even remember what they're called. That's how, because they're not even used in AEW. So just let them, just let them go. And Angelico and Jack Evans, I know that's their name, but I forgot their tag team name. But yeah, Angelico and Jack Evans are in there, and we don't use them. They don't freaking use them. So have those people break off the freaking team and just let Matt Hardy do his own thing. So I was just like, this is just a terrible match, man. It's a Tornado Trios match. That's cool. It's a Tornado tag match. I like that, but I don't know, man. This might be the bathroom break match for the night. So, yeah, this is probably going to be the bathroom break match, but whatever. So, yeah, I'm just Sting, Darby, and Sammy Guevara for this one. Now, moving on to a match that is also of very high proportions. MJF versus CM Punk in a dog collar match. Now, these two already had a match. MJF beat him thanks to a reluctant Wardlow who handed him the Dynamite Diamond ring. There's a lot of moving factors here. CM Punk versus MJF. I feel like MJF is going to be extremely... Well, he's actually not, because he got the one-up over CM Punk in this feud so far. This is the match there. I do think that MJF will lose here to CM Punk. And down the line, I do want CM Punk to win this one. And then down the line, and something else should happen, which again... And, you know, that's the hint for you. This is the match. This is one of the matches that I'm going to really be watching, because this is a match that I need a certain result to happen. So I need CM Punk to beat MJF in this match. You'll understand why when you know what my fantasy booking is. So yes, it does involve one of these two people. But I feel like MJF should lose to CM Punk. And down the line, they have a rubber match in which MJF wins. But yeah, this should be absolutely brutal. This should be amazing. I am very much excited for this. I do feel like Wardlow might get involved, and we might finally see Wardlow turning face and saying, "Screw you, I'm out of here." So you never know. Although I don't mind because the cracks are already starting to show between Shawn Spears and Wardlow. Wardlow's already like, I've kind of had enough of this. So, so that should be interesting to see what happens with the whole MJF and Wardlow feud that's kind of been brewing for 2 years now? Like, Jesus. See, here's the thing. I like long-term storytelling. Like, for example, the Hangman Adam Page's journey to the top. That was a good story. It kept me engaged. This Wardlow face turn, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, it's pissing me off. I'm just like, okay, can y'all just turn him face already? Like, let's go. Come on. Like, we've had this for ages. Like, I'm going to be married with kids by the time Wardlow turns face. Like, Veer Mahan will debut before Wardlow turns face at this point. Well, now at least they're actually pulling the trigger on that. Veer Mahan, I don't freaking know what he's doing. Anyway, but yeah, so I feel like CM Punk should win this, and I have a feeling that he will win this. So I'm going CM Punk. Next up, another match that I will be watching very closely. Face of the Revolution ladder match, right? So far, we do have the aforementioned Wardlow, Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and Christian Cage. Okay, I didn't know that they had Christian Cage in here. But yeah, Keith Lee had a really dominant showing yesterday on Rampage, and it was great to see. I think it was against, JD Drake of the Wingmen. Oh my God. That was a good match. He did a great job. Again, I mean, Keith Lee is like one of the easiest wrestlers to book. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. But yeah, Keith Lee. I feel like Keith Lee should win this one. That's what I really need Keith Lee to win this, because he's very, very important to my next fantasy booking video. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. So I'm going to just go with Keith Lee. That's all I'm going to say here. Let's move on to the AEW TBS Women's Championship match. Jade Cargill, that bitch, I guess, versus Tyconti. Dude, I need Tyconti to win this match. I would not mind if Sammy Guevara got involved to help out his girl. Or, just so I can get that nice visual, Tyconti as the TBS Women's Champion. And, Sammy Guevara comes out You know, it's on the entrance ramp. They kiss and they both hold up their respective titles. I would love to see that. So that would be really, really dope. But yeah, I think that it would be a very interesting. I think it would be very interesting to see that. You know, so Jade Cargill versus Tyconti. I think Tyconti should take this. Excuse me, but I have a feeling because they've invested so much into Jade Cargill, I do have a feeling she's gonna win. Although Jade Cargill could drop the title to Tyconti and go after the AEW Women's title, and I'll get to that in just a sec. So it could really go either way, but I'm gonna say Tyconti should win, but I feel like Jade Cargill will win this match. All right, up next, the AEW Tag Team Championship match. We got Jurassic Express, the current Tag Team Champions, versus Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks. I feel like this is the match where everything is going to break down. This is the match where Young Bucks and Red Dragon are finally going to be like, you know what? I've had enough of you. And they're going to basically kill each other. And Jurassic Express are going to use that to their advantage and retain. That's what I think is going to happen. And then I'll talk about what happens in the main event. So, I think Jurassic Express should and will win this match. All right, moving on. Up next, we have the one of the two main events, the AEW Women's World Championship match. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Thunder Rosa. Now, Britt Baker has had an amazing run with the women's title. I personally think she has had some of her best matches here. I mean, she knows how to make this title. She made this title a big freaking deal. She took this title and elevated it so much. I mean, Hikaru Shida before her was fantastic, but Britt Baker just took that just a little bit more. Like, you know, from the first champions that we had Riho as the first champion, and then after that, Nyla Rose was the women's champion for a little bit, which was fine, and she did well. But Hikaru Shida, with that championship, she had some amazing matches. I really miss Shida, man. I want her to come back. Anyway, but after that, after Britt Baker defeated Shida, I think she took that and like really elevated the status. Like, Hikaru Shida took it and brought it up to here, and then Britt Baker came in. She took it and she brought it up even higher. But I think now she's done amazing stuff. She's elevated the belt. I think it's finally time. She's done amazing stuff. I think she's done all she can as women's champion. And it's time for her to pass the torch. I think Thunder Rosa should finally win and should finally beat Britt Baker definitively and take that title away from her. So that's what I think should happen. And after that, that's what I think should happen. But what will happen, I wouldn't be surprised if Britt Baker retains. Actually, no, I kind of would be. Because Britt Baker, I mean, like I said, I don't know what else she can do with that title. Unless she's going to, like, freaking take it around and... Like, see, Thunder Rosa, she actually doesn't just wrestle in AEW. She wrestles all around the globe. She wrestles all around America. Like, I would love to see her take that title over to, like, places like Warrior Wrestling. I mean, if she comes back to GCW, she can take it there. If she competes in Ring of Honor's women's division, she can bring that there. Now that Ring of Honor and AEW are in cahoots, she should go there and you know, do some stuff there too. I mean, yeah, so Britt Baker, though, I think she's going to by and large, stay in AEW. She's going to be like an AEW kind of loyalist, and she's going to stay there for the rest of her life, right? So, yeah, I mean, excuse me, hold on, let me get a drink of water. Sorry. But I do feel like Thunder Rosa should take this one. And you know what? I feel like she will. I think this is her night. Thunder Rosa finally wins the big one. She becomes, and new AEW Women's Champion is going to be Thunder Rosa. Okay, so Thunder Rosa wins, and let's go to the main event, the AEW World Championship match. Adam versus Adam. We have the AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page, cowboy shit, and versus his opponent, Adam Cole, baby. So, Hangman versus Adam Cole. This is going to be a damn good barn burner of a match. I think this one is going to, there's going to be a lot of, there is a little bit more emotion in this story too. Because, as you know, Paige and Cole were both in Bullet Club, and, there's that rift happened. I think that this is going to be... I think that this was a match, that was going to be that was going to happen anyways at some point. I do feel like the Bucks and Red Dragon will get involved. And I think that Red Dragon will get involved on behalf of Adam Cole. Bucks will try to get involved on behalf of Adam Cole, but then because of their falling out in the tag match, Red Dragon also will come out and try to help Adam Cole, and those two will have will bicker as to who's going to help Adam Cole. So after that, I think finally we will have, because of that distraction, I think Adam Page will finally hit the buckshot lariat and retain his title against Cole. Not before he hits a whole huge tope con hilo, I don't know how you say it, onto both of those tag teams. So I think this is going to be a damn good match, though. I cannot wait. After the match, I think we finally have basically Adam Cole picking Red Dragon over the Young Bucks, and finally becoming Paragon, and going on from there. So, and then Hangman retains, but the big story is that. So as far as a lot of days. So let's talk about this whole ROH thing for just a minute, and then then we're done. The ROH, the whole ROH Ring of Honor partnership, the ROH AEW partnership. Definitely big news for both companies. ROH, I think that, a lot of people, there's a lot of rumors. People are thinking that Claudio Castagnoli, a.k.a. Cesaro, might show up here. That, I think, is very likely. I think that it is likely that he will show up. I think that it's very likely. I don't know if Cody Rhodes, a lot of people are saying Cody Rhodes is going to return because, the whole him leaving AEW was all a work, and then he's going to, lead like a ROH invasion, which actually I wouldn't mind seeing, because I think AEW and Ring of Honor, I think they can work together and they can have, an invasion storyline and have it work out really well, unlike, the original invasion storyline. I think, I think it was a very, very interesting, I think it's very interesting, and it's really exciting. Very exciting time to be a wrestling fan, for sure. I think the ROH partnership, I feel like Cody Rhodes might become like the Triple H of Ring of Honor, but I think he's going to be a lot more active as a competitor on Ring of Honor. Because, Triple H right now, I don't think he can wrestle anymore because of his health. And I also don't want Triple H to die. So, I want him to take care of himself first. But no, I think, Cody Rhodes can become like the Triple H and really lead the charge for Ring of Honor, where, like I said, eventually we do have a Ring of Honor AEW kind of supercard going on there. I think, honestly, Supercard of Honor next year, we can definitely see AEW versus ROH. Or it could even come as close as next year's Double or Nothing. Speaking of which, I actually don't want Cody Rhodes to debut, to return here. I actually would like for him to wait until Double or Nothing. Because if you saw my fantasy booking video on Cody Rhodes' heel turn, I would like for him to come in at the Casino Battle Royale, be the Joker, and win the whole damn thing. because that would be nuclear heat on the man. And, we all know heel Cody is best for business right now. So let him do that. Let him lead the charge. Let him start like a faction with some of the Ring of Honor guys, and then go from there. Like, that's what I want to see happen. But yeah, with Cody Rhodes, I still don't think he's going to WWE like a lot of people thought. I mean, why would you do that? Like, there's a whole thing happening here, and there's nothing happening over in WWE except for WrestleMania, which is just there because of big names. Because there's like some potentially good matches on there. That's the only reason why anyone is excited for WrestleMania, not because there's a huge storyline being told, or there's like some, something happening there that's like, that definitely breaks the barrier of pro wrestling. Like, the whole Forbidden Door thing is pretty much everyone except WWE is passing through the Forbidden Door. Like, everyone but WWE. I don't think WWE is ever going to do it. Even though they did step through a little bit, brought Mickie James in from the Rumble, but I think that's it for them for right now. So anyway, but as far as Cody Rhodes is concerned, I don't think he's going to show up. I think he could show up. He could return at Revolution, but I think we should wait on that until Double or Nothing. That's just my personal opinion. Claudio, I think he could return here. I don't mind seeing him here, but I agree also with my friend Tim Farley. He mentioned that he wanted before he comes to AEW, wanted Claudio to go around the indies. Right now Bloodsport 8 is coming back. Biff Busick's on there. John Moxley's on there. Timothy Thatcher's on there. I mean, if Timothy Thatcher's opponent is Claudio, oh my God. Can you imagine how amazing of a match that would be? I think that would be very, very cool. I think if Claudio shows up there first, and then maybe down the line, and then some other indie shows, and then finally makes his debut in AEW, then that would be really cool. But if he shows up here, I wouldn't feel bad. That's the thing. So, those are my predictions for Revolution tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great show. I think I will go live on my YouTube channel, Nerdy Mark, and do like a review right after the show. So be on the lookout for that. But until then, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you watched or didn't watch, it's okay. Thank you for your support. Obviously me getting my IG hacked was a very sudden thing. Again, stupid mistake on my part. It won't happen again. We just rebuild from here. That's all we do. Okay. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend ahead. I hope you enjoy AEW Revolution. And I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, this is Sid signing off. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.